Hey guys, Dave Moore, iDaveMoore.com, talking today about completely disassembling a Glock. I know a lot of people out there are curious about this, so I'm going to take the gun completely apart, striker spring everything out of it, and then I'm going to make separate videos on installing each part. So bear with me here, I'm going to change the angle and we'll get right to it. Alright, so first up is the complete disassembly of the gun. Obviously your first step, ensure the gun is clear, nothing in the chamber there, so now we are good to go. As I've done the video before, we're going to go ahead and take the slide off, just like that. Take your recoil spring out. Remove the barrel. And that's a field strip, as I've mentioned. This is the field strip of the gun. So, what you want to do is go ahead and punch out that top pin in your slide. Now the only tool you will need is this little punch here. This is like a 3/16 punch or a Glock tool as they call it. This second pin down here is kind of tricky, so what you want to do is wiggle your slide lock back and forth and it will pop right out. Then you're going to take your tool, push up on the locking block. That will allow both your slide lock and your locking block to fall out. Now there's a third pin back here, which I'm going to remove now. That is your trigger housing pin. That's what holds your trigger down into the frame. So we can lift that up and we're good to go there. I'm going to leave the light on. There's no reason to take it completely off. And the mag well I'm going to leave on there as well. To take off your mag release, there's a spring down in there, a little metal bar. And there's a notch. So find the direction of the notch, push that spring that direction, and it will free it out of there. I don't know if you can see that in there or not. And then you're just going to pull the mag release right out. So that is a completely stripped lower, minus the light and the mag well, like I said. Now working on the slide, I am going to leave the sights in because that's more of a pain. But to take apart the innards of the slide here, you are going to rest your finger on the back plate and you're going to find this little plastic tube thing that's in there. That is part of your striker assembly. So go ahead and push down on that plastic tube and push up on your back plate. Take note to keep your finger back there because these innards will want to fly out. So now comes out your striker. Comes out your extractor spring, and then to get out your extractor and the safety plunger spring, tip it to the side, push it, and kind of pull on your extractor, and it will eventually fall out. Then you can tip this over and get the safety plunger spring out as well. Now take note that there is a little spring inside of the safety plunger. You do not want to lose that spring. That is a big deal. Now the slide is completely apart. The only thing left to do is remove the spring cups from your striker assembly. Now to do that, all you have to do is pull back on your striker spring and just kind of pop them out. Real easy. But make sure that you keep holding onto that spring, because if you don't, it's going to go flying out of there. Then this is that plastic sleeve that you push down to get the striker or the back plate off. Next will be your trigger assembly. There's a few parts in there that we need to take off, so it's actually really easy. All you do is you find your trigger bar here. Your connector is right there. It's attached inside here with the spring. So if you just pull back and twist, it pops that right out. You can go ahead, take that spring off, just like that. And that is the trigger bar, trigger assembly. What you're going to do then with this trigger housing, the connector is in there. So you need to put your tool in this little back hole and push, and the connector will pop right out. Easy as that.